So just with the leg up, you're just going to curl the toes under and pull back. And then when you push away, you're sort of pushing the toes open and down like you're pushing on the accelerator. So breathe in, pull the toes back, and breathe out, push away. Inhale, exhale, push. And just one more. With this one, it's quite coordinated and it's easy to fall off with it because you're dealing with lots of small joints and muscles. So we want to try and keep the numbers low with the repetition. So same thing, tuck the toes under, curl the toes back, push away, opening the foot. Inhale back, exhale, push. And so you may find that you've got better coordination on one side than you do the other. One more. And place the foot down. And so now you should feel if you just alternately push with your feet, push with one foot, and then push with the other. And if you put your hands just at the front of the hip bones, you'll feel that the hips are starting to rotate. So you're getting a little bit of rotation in one direction, a little bit of rotation in the other. And so we want to try and make sure that we're not holding our abdominals really tight while we're doing this. So try and keep them nice and soft. So just nice, easy breaths. And we'll start to just breathe through our noses. So breathe in through the nose slowly and silently, and breathe out through the nose. And keep it as silent as possible. So we want a nice, easy breath. And just rest there. And so let the pelvis sort of feel as though you've got the same weight on both sides. And it may take a little while if you've got tension somewhere to let that just drop. And so just put your hands over top of your tummy. And we're just going to breathe into the abdomen. So breathe again through the nose. Keep the tongue up to the roof of the mouth this time, the jaw open slightly. And really expand where your hands are rather than where your chest and your shoulders are. And then breathe out slowly through the nose. And again, breathe in through the nose. And breathe out. Now for the hands, we're just going to do a little exercise where we just curl down the hands lightly into a fist. And what I want you to think about is where the center of the hand is in the palm, is that when we open the hand out, we're opening from there first. So the hand opens and then the fingers open. And then just close down again, just lightly. Think about that center point in the hand opening, and then everything else opening afterwards. One more. So when the fingers curl in, you'll feel the center of the hand curling in. So we want to feel like we're opening there first and then letting the fingers open. And then as you place the hands down on the floor beside you should feel like they're fairly flat on the floor, that they're more open. And so really think about that center of the hand staying really open. And just, we're going to do the same thing we did with our hips and just push with one shoulder blade down into the mat and push with the other shoulder blade. And so breathe in with one side and breathe out with the other. And obviously with any routine, you can sort of take in what you want and you can take out what you don't need. It's just good to have a little idea of different things that you can do. So just alternately pushing with your shoulders and then let the shoulders feel heavy against the floor. So when we go into the next bit, one of the things that has become a little bit more relevant, obviously we're all on devices a little bit more these days, less with sort of seeing people face to face. It's important to sort of get the eye movements there, and particularly for relaxation. So if you just look to the right and then look to the left, and you're just going to follow that same movement side to side. And it's almost what I want you to visualize if you were watching a tennis match and you're just watching the ball go to one side of the court and then over to the other. And don't forget to breathe. One more. And then just let your eyes rest. Close your eyes. And we're just going to start with tilting the head into a chin tuck and releasing it. So as though you were nodding yes. And as the chin tuck happens, we want to create a little bit of arch in the back. And as you lift out of the chin tuck, flatten your back. And you can still keep the eyes closed. So breathe in as you create the arch and chin tuck, and breathe out, flatten the back, release the chin tuck. And so if you were doing this in bed, you could do this without the pillow underneath your head. So when we start to initiate from the head and neck, we have a better chance of relaxing the muscles there. Often I start this one at the pelvis, but it can be harder to start from the neck to get the pelvis and head moving together. Now we're going to just go the opposite. So as we get the pelvis moving, let the chin tuck and follow. And as you flatten your back, release the chin. So now what we want to do is almost feel like the pelvis is driving it and the head is just coming along for the ride. So it's more passive, more relaxed. So create that arch, tuck the chin, and flatten the back. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. Now, you can slide one leg out and then the other, and just let yourself rest into the floor. And just take a breath in for a count of 5. And then breathe out for a count of 7. And so we always want the breath in through the nose, and you can either breathe out through the nose or through the mouth, whichever feels more comfortable for you. So breathe in for a count of 5 and breathe out for a count of 7. And each time you breathe out, try and be aware of where you're holding tension in the body and see if you can just let it go. Be supported by the floor. One more breath. And if you've not got your eyes open, bring them back to being open and just slowly bring your feet back in. So I know we were doing an end of the day routine, which we've just done, but as both of you were commenting about getting up from the floor, we're going to go through that as well. So when you go to get up from the floor, in an ideal world, you want to come at it from sort of this position. And so bring one leg forward and leave the other knee down. Now you're going to tuck the toes under. And similar to what I was doing before with getting out of the chair, I think I demonstrated that before. So you're going to really fold the front of the hip. So you're really squeezing the front of the hip closed because we want to get the glutes, which is at the back of the hip, to help you getting up. And so when you're in that position, you should be able to push forward and up and bring your other leg in and up into standing. So sometimes it takes a bit of practice. And